All right, I'm going to jump in here, guys. We got lots of cool stuff happening. I'll tell you, I'll continue to say this. We are totally blessed. It is crazy what's going on out there. So let's start like we always do with some good news that the buying frenzy has somewhat subsided, which means of all the great agents like yourself, we can have more success than ever because of your understanding of your clients, the market, and the sales process. I love it, which will make you even better during the last 4 months of the year. 4 more months left. That's crazy. Let's use these thoughts to make a great start to the finish to the first week in September. So let's digest that a little bit. The buying frenzy has somewhat subsided. Guys, you're going to see in a minute that our inventory has grown for the first time, literally, by more than one. It's changing, but we're still taking listings. We're still making sales. Our projections are still fantastic. We're busting $2 million months every month. But the frenzy's kind of over. The 120 offers on one listing, the 52 offers on one listing. We're not hearing as much of that, right? It might take 5 or 6 or 7 days to get an offer accepted versus, a whole bunch in the beginning, which is good. And then they wrote here that great agents like yourself can have more success than ever because of your understanding of your clients. What tools do we have to help us understand our clients? Come on, behavioral patterns or behavioral profile, DISC, right? Helping us understand our clients and ourselves. The market and the sales process. Do we have processes? Yes. To mark your calendar, September 20th, 21st, and 22nd will be Next Level You. And I'll tell you, you can pretty much take anything that we taught you last Next Level and throw it out the window because it's all going to change for this year. And anything we taught last year, no longer valid today. So everything is new based on what's going on. And we happen to have a brain trust, which we're going to explore in a little bit to show you some things. Kathleen, why don't you read number 1? With the microphone on.
Yeah, it would help. Work hard, stay disciplined, and be patient. Your time will come.
There's never a more truer statement than that in the real estate business, right? Full of piss and vinegar, getting ready, and it never happens. But you got to stay hard, stay disciplined, and be patient. Your time will come. And we can all list dozens, if not hundreds, of agents that we've seen bust through their comfort zone and make it. Joe Diener, you're driving. I don't want to bother you. Deborah, number 2.
Good morning. You don't inspire your teammates by showing them how amazing you are. You inspire them by showing them how amazing they are. That's true.
That's true. Number 3. And somebody paying attention. Otis Bath.
Number 3, by the way, my video is not working. Host has to enable it. But number 3 is there will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let it be you.
Ooh, that one hits home.
You know what this one reminds me of? If people are hating on you, you're doing something right.
There you go.
Because you're winning.
That ties into one of my beliefs. It's not what happens to you in life. It's how you react to what happens to your life. That's it. Thomas, why don't you read number 4? With a microphone on.
That would help, right?
Yeah.
Believe you can, and you're halfway there.
Once again, that's it. Mindset is the key. And Jeff, you're driving. Chris Reed, number 5.
The strongest people aren't always the people who win, but the people who don't give up when they lose.
Sometimes losing is the best thing that can happen to you, right? Especially when you're following a system and your system shows you you're right. So
yeah, there's The Rock has a cool little video. He talks about he wanted to be an NFL player and he went to University of Miami and then he played in like the CFL for a little bit. And he said that not becoming an NFL player was the greatest thing that ever happened to him, but that was his biggest dream, was to be an NFL player.
There you go.
He lost out on that dream, but ended up being a huge, WWE wrestling star and movie star.
Yeah, and I'll probably be able to walk at age 40.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. All right. So check this out, guys. Active listings are up from 1 to 107. You remember we've been bouncing around 99 to 102. So 107 is a big deal. We had a little manager meeting. We had a manager meeting yesterday, And one of our competitors is making a big deal about the fact that they're taking listings. And so I went, they said they took 7 listings, they have 4 offices. They took 7 listings in the last week and they were bragging about that. And I went and looked and we took 17 listings in the last week. So we're going to start promoting that because it's like a bunch of little ants are all charging a picnic, right? And there's no big queen bee that just comes in and takes it all. I want to be that queen bee. We just want to be the big market share winner. And we are doing really, really well in the marketplace, but these little ants just keep nipping at our heels. So it's time to start squashing them. We'll bring some bug spray to the next party. August. All right, 139 listings for the month. That's powerful, guys. That's just super powerful. And of those, 31 are still for sale, which is a little higher ratio than we're used to. So the listings are selling. They're just not selling in a day or two, which I think is actually a healthier market. Sales. This is where, this is what I watch just because it's almost too good to be true. But open business is a harbinger of what's coming next month and next quarter, right? So and you got to remember, and this is just me boring you again, but 168 sales turned in yesterday. Yesterday was August 30th. We still have 3 days to sales that are not turned in yet. So that's really, really strong. So 168 is going to be probably closer to 200, which is banner production for our company every month. And 1.85 million open business, where we're going to bust 2 million again for open business, which means next month's going to be great. It's just, pinch me. It's really good news. August closing, we've already closed 1.79 million with 184 units closed. And we have another 99 scheduled to close today and yesterday and 2 or 3 days ago that haven't been turned in yet. So we're going to bust that again. So if you take $1 million plus $1.7 million, that's 2.7, knock a little bit off, 2.4, 2.5. Great month. And if we have $2.4 million in commission to $2,400,000, and let's say that's almost $2 million in commission in your pocket, right? It's about 400 and something thousand to us in our pocket, but it cost us 400 grand a month to run the shop, run the show. So it's good for us. It's really good for you. Think about the 200 of you that are producing, making $2 million in a month. That's a strong number. Okay, a quick word from Paramount Title. Tiffany, can we give you the mic? Oh, you're up.
Okay, yay. Good morning. A couple quick reminders from Paramount. When you guys send over your contract, make sure you're sending your ABAs because we can't open up the order without it.
What's an ABA, just to make sure we're all on the same page? Tiffany, it's horrible. Your sound is horrible.
Who, me? Affiliated business arrangement now.
Yeah, you're
Hold on.
frozen. Your video's frozen. Your sound is horrible.
Take a little walk. Get good internet. Let's try this again. Is this any better?
Yes.
Okay, I had to go outside. So quick reminder. So the ABA, affiliated business arrangement disclosure. We need that to open up our orders. So if you send us a contract, make sure you send that. Also keep in mind that for your clients cash to close for buyers, if it's over $500 or $5,000, you guys, they have to wire it. That's the only way we can, do your buyer's cash to close is by a wire at that amount. Okay. And then this Friday at 4 p.m. we'll be closed. We'll be closing an hour early. If you guys need anything at all, just make sure you text me, call me, get a hold of me, and I'll be able to help off my laptop. I'll be next door in your office. So if you need me, I'll be there. We are changing out our servers. So hopefully this internet issue is better come then. So over the long weekend, we will be fixing that. And then on Monday, we will be closed for the holiday. So just a couple quick reminders. And that's all I have.
There are a couple of quick reminders got silenced on us. We didn't hear you. I think you're going to say September 9th is our training class, and it's on the screen. It says learn the basics of the closing disclosure and the settlement statement. And that's September 9th, and that's be 8:30 in the morning huddle at this Zoom address. So that'll be good to see. And I want to bring up, you said ABA disclosure, and we need this to open a file. And it sounds like one of those quote unquote bullshit rules that we need this corporate shit. And it's not true. There's something called the Real Estate Settlement and Procedures Act. And those of you with a real estate license went to real estate school. And one of those 63 hours of education talked about the RESPA Compliance Act. The Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act is a law that real estate professionals must do that says we must disclose any affiliated ownership in any businesses. So it's not just a stupid rule that has to be done. It's a federal requirement that we must do. So that's just, they're not being jerks. That's just what we need. So that being said, very cool. I'm gonna go back to my agenda. Well, actually, I'm not gonna go back to my agenda because I know what the next topic is. The next topic is hear from our managers. And we didn't pick a topic yesterday like I always want to do. But today I'm gonna call them out on just one thing, which I like to do, and they hate when I do it. But really, I think one of the benefits that we've enjoyed throughout this change in business relationship with the pandemic and all the craziness going on in the world is, as a group, as a management team, I feel cohesive. We pulled together and created something really strong. But I think the benefit to you all is you don't have to, only hear from me. You don't have to only hear from Otis. You have to only hear from Ashley. You have to only hear from Mike. You have to only hear from Thomas or Deborah or Kat or Jeff or anybody. You're getting a collective vibe from everybody, which I think is stronger and better rounded than it would be if you were just, focused in your office with your manager, and that's all you get, and all you get to know, all you see. So today I'm going to ask every manager, just give me one tip. One tip from a manager to the agents and say, what's one thing that you wish, and it could be business related, personal related, health related, whatever it is, one thing that you think everybody could benefit from. And then I want the audience to listen to the vast array of knowledge that we have, right? And all these things are real. So I'll save mine for the end. So I'll start my top left, which would be Chris Reed. Sorry, guys, a little surprise. You're on.
Let's see. So a little bit of business and personal. I wish that one tip or one thing that I wish I'd known a little sooner is how strong your identity is. The strongest force in human nature is the need to stay congruent with your identity. So if you feel, case in point, if you feel like you're just a $50,000 a year earner, because that's how you grew up and that's what you've seen and that's what your identity is aligned with, until you change your mindset, your attitude, and your identity and actually see yourself as being a bigger, stronger producer, a bigger, stronger individual with just a different connection to that, you're always going to have a need to stay congruent with that identity of a $50,000 a year earner. So I found myself in a lot of interviews recently letting people know, look, you're going to earn what you're going to earn no matter where you go, no matter what company you go with, you're going to earn that. So what you need to be looking at is not who's going to pay me the most or who's going to give me the most commission. What company is going to give me the best opportunity to shift my identity, to change into a different level of individual, a different level of business, and a different level of work ethic? Who's the person, who's the company that's going to help me to shift that identity? Because that's the only way I'm truly going to earn more income, is when I finally look inside myself and see and believe that there's more to it.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's insightful. And as great as all of us are in our own worlds, we might not be as strong in that particular area, but the fact we get to learn from Chris helps us all in that area, right? Kathleen, how about you?
Don't be afraid to ask for business. It's very similar to what Chris just got done saying. When I first came in, I worked for a small broker who was very supportive. So when I was interviewing, I wanted that same support. And the Century 21 Beggins office was the only one that offered the support that I was looking for in structure. But what I also gained from this, and it's important for everybody here, especially when they're new, don't be afraid to ask for business. I was used to helping victims of crime. They had no money. I didn't have that strong sphere. I had some police, I had some cops, I had some judges, but that wasn't enough. And I couldn't depend on that. I had to get outside of that, put that away. That's now that's a different portion of your life. Just like when you're coming into the business with different backgrounds, you had banking and so forth. Don't be afraid to ask for business, because we're not naked and afraid. We provide you what? The tools. We talked about this yesterday. Don't be naked and afraid. And I absolutely.
We're going to do a class called Naked and Afraid. We're going to do it all on
I
video.
think so, yeah, that'll be Friday. So, yeah, don't be afraid to ask for business. Sometimes it's a little counterintuitive depending on your background. If you have banking, mortgages, so forth, because you're always afraid of what? The solicitation, but you're not soliciting anything. You're providing information. You're helping your neighbors grow. You're helping your community grow. Think bigger, because when you do that, what else happens? Your income goes up with it. So take the tools and run with it. Don't be naked and afraid.
There you go. Deborah, next.
I love this. Don't be naked and afraid to follow up. Right?
Oh my
There's
gosh, that's a
gold
great
in
one.
follow-up. You know, you have business at your fingertips. If you've been with us more than 2 weeks, we've already helped you start getting used to getting follow-up with your friends, your family, past clients. If you've been with us a while, everybody's afraid to follow up and continuing to follow up, because that's where business comes from. So following up is key. You need to schedule it. It needs to be scheduled on a daily basis to where you're reaching out to 10, 15, 20 people a day on follow-up and new business. That's how you create your business and keep it going for many, many years.
I'd go one step further. I'd say don't even prospect if you're not going to follow up. It's not worth it.
Absolutely.
Because what's
gotta
that
follow
stat?
up. Yeah.
Like 1% of sales are made on the first contact.
Yeah.
Like 3% are made on the second contact. Like 15% are made on the third contact. But it's like 78% are made on the fifth or longer contact follow-up.
Yep.
It's crazy. Joe Diener, before you depart.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I think, having been in sales since 1979, I'm going to approach this and the fact that I wish I had DISC when I started in sales, because I think that's one of the biggest tool we have. And I've started, I did the upscale one with your dad. And I've been, when I first meet a client online, if I'm getting a referral or whatever, being in neutral, and then I figure out what they are, and I put that on my referral page. He is an I, she is a C, or whatever. So that way I know how to remember and know how to relate to both of them when I get them back on the phone or when I'm emailing them, and that goes in my file. And that really helps us, because, dealing with a D dealing with a C is a lot different than a D handling an I. So it really is very, very helpful. And I think that's a big tool for us.
I agree. And more to follow on that, guys. So remember, we got the basic behavioral patterns, which is free. And then for $12.95, you get the upgraded one, which tells you your true self, which is totally different and very eye-opening. And you've got my dad, a certified trainer, willing to sit down with you and would love to sit down with you and help you explore it. And it's now part of our new hire package that all new agents are going to get that before we even start. So it's going to help them understand themselves so they can better react to their clients.
So to add to that, Craig, for everybody, I did it. I did the additional $12 and I had Will do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very interesting to see what both of us were and where we both come from. So I just added that.
Awesome.
Jim's amazing at talking to you once he gets your profile. You should take that opportunity to talk to him.
100%.
Agreed.
Ashley, what say ye?
I would remind everybody, don't leave anything on the table. Meaning don't leave, obviously that's going to correlate to your time, meaning your schedule, also your health. But make sure you're also not leaving any money on the table ever, by not forgetting to ask where these clients are going or where they're coming from, because a lot of times we think we have a Florida real estate license, but because you're with Beggins, you have an incredible network to be able to assist those clients everywhere and anywhere. What do you? So don't forget to ask that question. I remember John Evans had a really good story. He was actually he had the buyer, he had the buy side transaction. He was at an inspection and the sellers happened to be there and they said, oh yeah, we're going to Wyoming or something like here to another state. And he's like, that's awesome. Do you already have a house up there? And they said, oh no, not yet. We're gonna take a little bit of time before we get a house. And he said, so are you working with a realtor, to kind of figure it out? They said, well, we asked our current agent, but they said they don't know anybody. Right? Like that's leaving something on the table. So anyways, just don't forget to ask that question because you can assist anybody anywhere. That's
awesome. I thought you were going to say, and take every opportunity that comes your way.
Well, that's also on my list. I just, you're throwing this out there. So we've got to think on the fly and, but no, definitely follow. Well, the follow-up is really good. What Deb was saying, because obviously you've got to follow up with some of these people. Some of my corporate clients haven't even decided whether they're going to accept a position or not. Right. So they might not have even told their spouse. So some of those are a little bit longer term, but definitely it's definitely the follow-up, and it's absolutely taking all the opportunities that are given to you. Granted, it has to fit into your own business model though, right? And that's the time of your schedule and everything else as well. But if it does fit into that, all in.
A customer relationship is worth $130,000 over the life of your relationship. Take everyone you can get. Mr. Puma.
Yeah, so for me, one thing that's really helped me is making sure that I make a hard decision first thing in the morning, right? So the way I do that is I wake up every morning very early and I go on a long run. And for me, the second that starts to get easier decision to make, I make it even harder. So as an example, I used to get up at 6 a.m. and go on a long run. And at first that sucked. I didn't want to get up, right? But making that decision to get out of bed, go on that run and not stay in bed was the first hard decision I had to make. And the second I started making that decision, every decision I had to make for the rest of the day was a lot easier. But then 6 a.m. became easy for me to get up and go. So now I wake up at 5. And when 5 gets easy, I'm going to wake up at 4:30. And I'm going to keep making it harder and harder and more uncomfortable because if I can do that first thing in the day, every decision I have to do and everything I have to execute on the rest of the day will be a lot easier decision to make. So that's something that's really, really helped me over the last few years.
I think there's a book called Eat the Frog First. So eat the big frog first. That's the hardest thing you got to do all day. Eat the frog and then you're done and everything else is easy. Otis, what say you?
I'm kind of a blend between Chris and Joe. But with me, I know I'm going to be in the people business to make money. I'm not going to be welding. I'm not going to be fixing. I'm not going to be building rockets or anything like that. And so I look at ways I can make positive impacts professionally and personally. And having that disc chart and understanding that has allowed me to really grow personally and professionally because I understand the personalities around me. As you know, I coach youth sports, so it allows me to interact with the parents a little better, understand them a little bit more. But more importantly, in my craft with real estate, it allows me to understand who's on the other side of the table and be able to make the adjustments in the sale and the adjustments and helping them fulfill their goals.
Love it. Thomas Simmons.
Well, this is what happens when you get called almost second to last. Everybody said everything.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, okay. I can piggyback on some of these managers here. For me, I think number one is mindset. I truly believe that you yourself first and do it. There's an old saying that you can have other people believe in you first before you believe in yourself, right? But it really takes you to believe it. And I think the other thing that's really helped me in life is learn how to trust the process. Everything will come in its right time, but you have to be patient. This is a long game here. It's not a short game. There's a lot to learn. There's many, many different changes in life. And personally, professionally, there's a lot of changes. And you have to be open to accept some of these changes. So when it comes to the real estate world, it's consistently learning. This is why we're on, having meetings and having side meetings and doing so many different things every single day, because we wanted to continue educating ourselves to become better. So for the ages, I think the best thing, I'm just gonna leave you with this, is trust the process and know that this road has already been paved and everything works. Just be patient and will come in the right time.
See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. That's insightful, really good stuff.
Very true.
All right, Mr. Baggins, I'm gonna put you at the end, so do some cleanup here. And I'm gonna follow you, so it's all right.
All right, so here's my one thing. Think bigger, right? One of the things that it's a constant game, right? And it's a sport. It's a fun business right now, because there's absolutely no difference between getting a small goal and getting a big goal. It's the exact same process. It's the exact same energy. It's the exact same steps, right? There's zero difference. And I just keep pushing to try to see how big we could do some deals, right? And it's the exact same as, how do I get my first listing, right? It's just a game. But you have to have the mental belief and the mindset to say, I can do this. It will happen. Other people are doing it, and I'll do it too. No big, everything you could think about, you're capable of doing. So I just want you to think, if you think about what is the most kick-ass vacation you could have, like, then that even better, that's the type of vacation you're supposed to be having, right? If I say picture your coolest home, like really, what's your kitchen like? The best, forget about money. What's the coolest yard? What's your view? What's your bathroom? What's your kitchen? Where is it, right? When you visualize that, it's within you, and you are supposed to have that, right? So I just want your mindset to think about, if you can think about it, then it's within your realm and it's yours, right? So just keep pushing yourself and think bigger than what you're thinking right now, guys. We are blessed to be in this industry where we could say, you know what, I'm going to go make $500,000 this quarter. And you could go make $500,000 this quarter. Every one of you, every single one of us can go do that. You can make $1 million if you want to. You can make 100 grand, you can make 2 grand. It's the exact same process. It matters where you focus your attention and where the mindset is. So my biggest takeaway is think bigger, because you can do that. And you've got all of us here to help have your back and push you towards whatever it is that you want. So bigger, 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 bigger. Think bigger. It's a sport, it's a game, and you can win. That's it.
Okay, this proved my point right there. All of it right there. So as a real estate agent at a normal real estate company, you're exposed to one set of ideals. The leader that leads that branch, right? With the changes we've undergone as an industry and as a company, you get inspired by everybody on the screen, not just one. So Jeff might resonate with you. Deborah might resonate with you. Kat might resonate with you today, but next week it might be Otis or Ashley or Thomas, or it might be Mike, or it might be Chris, or it might be me, right? But you're getting exposed to all these different things, which leads to my point. And what I would say, I would really encourage you. It's funny. I live in this really nice neighborhood, and there's 300 homes in here. And there's a group of us that's maybe 10 out of 300 that we're out every morning, period. I get this furry little friend that says, let's go, Dad. And there's a 45-minute walk. It's a walk, it's a brisk walk. And while I'm out there, my dog is enjoying herself. I'm taking care of my body. I'm taking care of my mind. And I'm constantly learning and earning more, right? So awareness gives you flexibility, flexibility gives you options. What are you feeding your mind, right? So I'm able to do 3 things. I'm able to get my dog in shape, which she really likes. I'm able to get myself in shape, which I happen to enjoy, and I'm able to learn along the way. So I would suggest that everybody, just like Mike said, get up in the morning and get your ass out of the house and go enjoy. It's so cool. The breeze, it's cool in the morning. The sunrise is beautiful. The birds are singing. The tree branches are going. It's just amazing. So you want to change something, change that. Get up in the morning. If you need some books, let me know. I'll share all kinds of crazy shit with you. But just plug into Audible. It's $15 a month. You get 3 free credits and just rock and roll. That's what I would do. So all these different ideas are just all of us collectively doing cool stuff. Yes. Yeah, I got tons of book recommendations. I'll publish a list for you. depending on what you like to read. Cool. All right. So that being said, guys, thank you. I know I threw you under the bus, but that was kind of fun for me to do. And you did fantastic. All right. So the agenda says we got a lot going on here. Okay. You ready? Next Level University, July, September 20th to 22nd. Save that date. We will have an agenda out by this week, Friday. Move easy. We found a couple glitches. And guys, here's the deal. We're not going to stop moving forward. We're going to see something we're going to take advantage of. We're going to go. If we break it, we're going to fix it. So we kind of broke it a little bit because we're a large company and they weren't ready for us. So if you have access, great. Take advantage of it. Use it. If not, you'll have access soon. In case you missed it, Angelique has published our training calendars. Here you go, training recap. So these are coming out every week. And this is kind of like, you know, when you sign up for a webinar and you don't take it and they send you the copy at the end. So I'm to the point now, I don't even I sign up for every webinar and I pretty much don't watch them because they send me the recorded version. I can watch it when I want to. And that's what we're doing here. So if you missed last week with Mike and Jeff talking about goals and strategies and taking action, click that link, it'll take you there. The sales meeting, which I think everybody should be watching every week. That's a replay on that link. On the 25th, Chris did Wisdom Wednesday. He did everything but the blanks in the contract. I focus on the contract blanks because that's really all you need to know to get it done and make sure you're competent and confident. But not the blanks. What's between the blanks is the meat of the FAR/BAR contract, which is really important. Chris did a great job on that class. If you missed it, watch it. There's the link. The Home Concierge recap, that was Jimmy and I on Thursday. Jimmy did a great job on that. And then knowing the limits of the as-is contract was just kind of fun to go through. And then this week we're doing this. So you're getting this email every week and it's just for you to say, hey, I missed it. We're not putting this content out for ourselves. We're putting it out for you. So that's that. In case you missed it, I did that last week's training content. What is Ojo Select? So Joy and I had a call with Ojo last week to go through our stats and our billing because we're finding some things. And it turns out there's two different segments of Ojo. So Ojo uses a web source called Movado, which if you ever do a Google search on an address, you'll see Movado pop up. So that's their search engine lead generation tool. And they've got two things. They've got Broker Boost, which is what we're using. And then they got the Ojo Agent Select tool, which is basically OpCity. So if you guys are interested in more opportunities like OpCity, let me know and I can put an Ojo team together and I'll show you some more stuff on that in a second. Actually, I'll do it right now because on my inbox, there's an Ojo heat map I wanted to show you. That's not it. Okay, well, that's not there. Anyway, there's a heat map that shows, and there's a lot of coverage areas that are not enhanced. Brilliant Basics. This is cool. And I'm going to say it again until I'm blue in the face, but Beggins Enterprises is a, God, I just had it, a steward of Century 21. And you, in effect, are a steward of Century 21 Beggins. So if we as a steward of Century 21 don't share their vision, their dream, then we can't share it with you and you don't share it with your customers. So these Brilliant Basics are really good. And we did number 1 last week. Number 2, we're going to do right now. And I've got to go to here because I put it in green. It's going to take me a second to log in. But it's a 1-minute video. And I think it's really cool because it's stuff we just talked about just the other day. Okay, we're going to be in like 8 seconds. I tried to keep it open, but it won't let me because. So there's 10 Brilliant Basics. That's a video in all 10. This is 1. I'm transparent and I build trust. This is number 2. Consciously communicate. Now listen to this.
The Brilliant Basics, 10 standards of high service that when practiced help you defy mediocrity and deliver extraordinary experiences. Brilliant Basics number 2, I consciously communicate. I'm always accessible, reply quickly, and communicate often. I follow the client's communication preference. I keep my communications clear, concise, effective. I'm proactive and stay in touch along every point in their journey, from initial interest to closing and beyond.
Ask the question. how do you prefer I communicate with you? What's the best way? Knowing how a client wants to communicate is huge. Because if you're texting someone that wants to be called or calling someone that wants to be texted, it really breaks up that rapport. And it's frustrating if someone doesn't want to communicate the way that you like to.
Sometimes saying nothing but you care and checking in means more than actually giving the real information.
So what do you think about that? It's like straight out of our textbook. Hold on. DICS, if they want to be text, they want to be text. If they want to be phone call, they want to be phone call. How are you doing that? So it's called a Brilliant Basics. And what they did is they interviewed the top agents and said, hey, what are the things that make us different than everybody else if we did them right? And so I'm going to play, we've got 8 more weeks of this to go. So there you go. Just a quick reminder, Energage survey. Did you get it? Did you take it? I know you got it. The question is, did you take it? So that's a good one. No pressure, of course, because one of the questions is, were you pressured to take this survey? And of course you're not. New agents, welcome to the team. I think this is fun. And I asked the managers yesterday to help me get to know agents when we first hire them on, because it's just weird that we're hiring so many people. We don't do Next Level University in person, so I don't get to meet everybody. But for example, so Anna Bourbon, and I'm going to do a quick little check here. If I go to participants and attendees, Anna's a new agent who's not watching our sales meeting right now. So I hope she'll watch the recording, and I'd like her manager to reach out and say, hey, Anna, you joined the team, but we'd like you to actually participate. But anyway, so Anna just joined the South Tampa team, and she's originally from Columbia, and she's resided in Tampa for the majority of her life. You guys all get a copy of this. So I'm not going to read it all. And then we've got Tanya Estevez, who just joined the Apollo Beach team. And let's play the same game. Go to my participants log and look for QRST. See if Tanya makes me proud. QRST, Tanya Jefferson. Nope. So Tanya Estevez is a new agent who's looking around in the dark right now. She's not quite sure, but we'll find her out. So Chris will reach out to Tanya and say, hey, the broker called you out. He's this mean, nasty guy, which is why I want to meet them on the interview. So I'm not a mean, nasty guy. Ebony Smith is a new agent from Apollo Beach team as well. She's a Tampa native and 4th generation to call Florida home. Welcome, Ebony. Let's do a little test here and see. QRSTUF, ABCDE. Ebony, you're online. Yes. Welcome to the team. Yes, I'm a dork. Okay, I got it. And Christina Whitman, welcome to BE3 team from Orlando. Christina is actually my mom's cousin. My mom and I, we talked about this because my Aunt Sue's birthday was Saturday. And my mom's cousin is Christina's mom, which mom, chat in, tell me what she is to me. We talked about this because she's not my cousin. She's my 4th cousin or something. 3rd, I don't know, whatever those things are. Or 2nd cousin twice removed, or one of those things we started talking about the other night. So welcome, Christina, and she's doing quite a bit of business. So there's your new teammates. So we're constantly growing and learning, which is fantastic. Labor Day for us as well is a closed day. So the staff, those employees that take good care of us, need their breaks. So Labor Day is off. So the offices are not staffed, but your Kissy Keys work. So you're welcome to go in and do whatever you need to do. This was just something that came across, and we've been as a management team working on the referrals because it's a huge part. Actually, if you want to know the truth, the referral relocation department is actually one of our biggest offices if it were an office in and of itself. And so we're blessed to have the referral sources that we do coming in on the weeks that we're up. We have a lot of business. On the weeks we're down, we have pretty decent amounts of business too, because Ashley's whole department has done a really good job. So what I'm noticing is, right now, everybody's busy. So we don't take as many opportunities because there's something in the market that I call lead fatigue. And lead fatigue is simply that. We have too many, that takes too much work. There's no freaking inventory to show them. And some of us haven't gotten strong enough with saying, no, you're not capable of buying yet in this current environment. So we need to put you on ice for a while, but it is what it is. So a lot of referrals are being turned down. And I noticed something yesterday because we look at the referrals and I'm wondering why the same people keep getting referrals. And I'm hitting Ashley all the time saying, why are you giving the same leads to the same people? And she's not. The leads are going across the board to a varied group of agents. And many of them are either flat out rejecting it. No, I don't want it. Or 2, they're letting it time out in their SMS referral. So like Joe Diener, for example, Joe accepts a lot of opportunities that come his way where other agents don't accept them. They reject them or they just don't answer them. So we looked at, we only had like 9 referrals last week. but I want to say it was over 20 agents rejected them before the 9 agents actually accepted them. And one real thing came out when an SMS message goes out, it goes to, I'll just pick it, Otis, because he's on my screen right now. If Otis doesn't answer it, it waits 10 minutes for Otis to answer it. If Otis doesn't answer in 10 minutes, then it goes to Thomas. And then it waits for Thomas for 10 minutes. And then it goes to Jeff and it waits for 10 minutes. But if Otis would reject it rather than just let it time out, it would go to Thomas faster. And if Thomas would reject it rather than let it time out, it would go to Jeff faster. Does that make sense? So if you're on the reload team, we'd rather you reject a lead if you're not going to take it than let it time out because we can get to the customer faster. And that works with OpCity and Zillow and everything else. So don't just let it sit there. I mean, it's okay if you don't want it. We get it. We only want 50% of the leads going through anyway. But anyway, that was just something I wanted to bring up. Mr. Beggins, we're going to do a teaser right now because you and I are going to do training on Thursday about how to make some extra cash and take advantage of some unique things this company offers for our agents that you have secured really major opportunities for those that want to learn. So give us a teaser right now, and then we'll do more of this on Thursday.
You got it. I'm going to steal your screen for a moment.
You got it.
Here. And here's the fun part, guys. We always talk about getting inventory and we practice what we preach. I've been focusing a lot on getting inventory and I've got some more for us, which is actually pretty cool. And what we're doing is
say what you just said again. You said, I got some more for us. I want to make just an example out of that. There's not many brokerages out there trying to get inventory for their agents. The agent's job is to get inventory. But you've done an amazing job at getting really good inventory and with some special flair that only our agents will benefit from if they become aware of the opportunities. So I want to say that.
That's right. So here's the short tease. So I got 2 projects. You should see the messages I'm getting this morning because I posted on Facebook and in a couple groups that it's a off market, only Century 21 Beggins agents can sell you these units. So reach out to only Beggins agents. Nobody else can sell them to you. So I got a lot of haters coming out this morning because nobody else can sell these units except for you guys. So we've got a 2-week window to sell these before they hit the actual general market. And there's 40 listings. They're over $1 million a piece. So that's $40 million in inventory and sales, right? We got 2.75% commission. Do the math on that, Craig, calculator. $40 million times 2.75%.
$1 million in commission.
How much?
Million.
All right, so let's go. We're gonna make $1 million in the next 2 weeks. I do not want these to hit the market, right? That would just be awesome when we sell everything out there. So short version, high level, and here's the invite. I want to invite you guys out. Those of you who are interested, come see me on Friday at 10:30 until noon. We're going to meet at the office and I'm going to take you to these 2 sites. Why? Because if you want to engage, come on, I don't care which office you're in. It's not about this. It's about you being more relevant and showing your reach and your expertise to your sphere. So come on out. We'll walk the sites. We'll show it. You can go live from there. You can shoot some videos there. You can have some fun with it and you'll be educated and we'll do that. So that's Friday. So short version, this is where we are. Madeira Beach is the middle beach. It's in between St. Pete and Clearwater Beach, right in the middle. Madeira Beach just ranked the #9 beach in the entire country by TripAdvisor. And it's all natural, never been renourished, soft, sweet, sugar sand. It's amazing. Blah, 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 blah. 2 miles long. That's the whole town. Johns Pass Village at the south end. Right over here on the northern end is where these projects are that we're dealing with right now. This is a 7-acre parcel called Madeira Beach Town Center, 4 components. The Cambria Hotel is up and running, rooftop pool, bar, all kinds of cool stuff. The Harbor Condos, we've already sold that out, 38 units. Right next to that is the residences. That's what we're launching right now. It's right here. 27 units. They're all 3-bedroom, 3-bath en suites. They're all directly on the water. They all have really cool views and they're all 10-foot ceilings. They're all 8-foot doors. It's really high class, first class rooftop clubhouse, rooftop cabanas on the roof where you can see the up and down of Diego Bay for as far as your eyes can see it up towards Clearwater and out to the Gulf of Mexico. These started $1,050,000, 5 pre-construction. That's it. 10 of them are sold already, guys. We haven't even started marketing it. You know what this market's like right now. So 5 more pre-construction prices. That's it. I'm 20% down with the right to assign for only these 5. Okay, 5 left. So what does that mean? That means Thomas can get together with his cousin and his buddy, and they can each put the cash down, form an LLC, and they can have it, and they can flip out of it later should they want to. And that gives you the assignability option. So this is this project right here. Thebeachprojects.com. There's two different places for you. Mike Puma is a badass, as we know. So what he was able to do is he put this together on begginsagents.com, where we have marketing materials sitting there right now for you. And begginsagents.com,
Unbranded marketing
projects,
materials, just so you know.
the residences starting here at Town Center, 5 floor plans starting from the low ones, breaking ground Q1, break completion Q1 of 23, 30% in escrow. 20% down in escrow is fine, but should you want to put 30% down, do a $25,000 discount. Should you want to put 100% in escrow, which we have people do, you get a $75,000 discount, right? So there's that project right there. Why do we do that? Because it's cheaper for the developer and a good benefit for you. So Mike did a phenomenal job on this. So he's got 4 different marketing pieces with the 4 plans and everything here for you. And then he's got the actual residences, condos, where it takes you to the website and the floor plans. And he just put this up. We're going to keep adding new videos. It's going to be a little slideshow showing you the rooftops. And it is an awesome project. So that is worth seeing. And it's awesome. We'll take you to the top of probably the Cambria so you can get an idea what the view is going to be like from up there. And then the next one to tease you with is this one. These are for residences, right? So this one, the residences we're talking about, you can have homestead, primary residence, or you can rent them out for 30 days, right? Which is a big thing because a lot of condos are 6 months or 3 months. Not as good as weeklies, not as good as nightlies. It is what it is. It was a settlement with the city over a lawsuit, which forced 30-day minimum. So, but these are great homesteads. I think you guys know there's a lot of people moving to Florida. So these are good things to post out on your social media to get there. So come on Friday, learn it, or start to get the word out now. So right around the corner from this building is this town center. You're literally 2 blocks from the beach. And then there's Winn-Dixie, there's a liquor store, there's a brand new CVS. Yes, there's the dog park, there's the marinas, there's the baseball fields, basketball courts, splash pads, rec center, fish and pier, blah, 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 blah. On the other side of all this is this piece of property here. And what we're doing, this one is called Azul. Nobody's seen this yet. Azul townhomes are 12 townhomes. And I had a lot of input in the design on this one. And this is a group out of Russia who came to town and saw what we were doing in town and said, you're clearly the person we need to talk to. Here's what we're thinking about. And then I got him with the contractor. We got him with the architect. We got him with the city. We got the site plans. We got everything done. So we have these 12 townhomes right across the street from the beach. All of them are short-term rentals or homestead, your choice. These are going to crush it out of the park. 5 bedrooms. Why 5 bedrooms? They're like, that's too big. We can't do it. I said, no, pandemic, right? You get a husband and a wife or a couple buying a house. Let's say they have kids. They have room for their kids, themselves, and offices, right? So you have plenty of room. That's 5 different bedrooms. Whatever you want to. Or if you want to load it up as a vacation rental, you can sleep 20 damn people in the house, right? And it's right across the street from the beach. And so these are going to do really well with a rooftop deck, beautiful properties. Every one of them is 3 bedrooms or 5 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths with a rooftop. And these are all about $1 million, every one of them. And from the condos for full-time residences, the townhomes for short-term, I make sure we don't cannibalize ourselves. So they're totally different product mixes that we're launching. So some people want short-term, buy this. You want a nice residence, buy that. But either way, buy this. This is not on the market. This is not on the MLS. This is office exclusive for you. Okay. Run with this. Get people to buy them. $5,000 deposits, 20% down after the end of the 15-day right of rescission, and they're locked in and they're done. Right. So that's the high level overview. 10:30 on Friday. Come meet me here at the office, and we'll go to each of these. They're like 2 minutes away from the office, both of them. And they're beautiful and they're awesome and amazing. And we're going to sell them. I do not want these to hit the MLS. So come on over and take a look. So there is your tease and some info. And then go to beachprojects.com, beachprojects.com or begginsagents.com. And Beggins Agents is the best because he's got all the marketing material there. So Puma, great job on that one. Everybody take advantage, send me messages. And I don't want you guys to feel pressure you need to sell them. Get somebody on the hook that they're interested. Shoot me a text. I'll jump on a Zoom and I'll close it for you. Okay. You go bring the people in, I'll close it. There you go.
I think it's important to note that the normal MLS rules do not apply because these are new construction. So you can publicly market these products. You can put them onto Facebook, social media, Instagram. You can talk about them. You can put that out there because the new construction rules do not apply to the Stellar MLS waivers of authorization. So get out there, put it out there. That's specifically why the marketing does not have a contact name on it, because we want you to be able to take those and put those everywhere you can. Talk to as many people as you can to bring in as many opportunities.
Absolutely. Would not be breaking the rules. Sonia, just type the address in, or of course you could Google Century 21 Beggins, Madeira Beach, and the address will pop right up. Okay. Jeff, good. Thank you very much, guys. And Puma is going to create the digital assets for you to use. So you can put them on Instagram, you can put them on Facebook. If you don't know how, he'll show you how. And you can send out a link to a website that will not go anywhere. It's not going to go to us. We're not even going to know you did it. It's going to say, call the agent who sent you this link. That's all it's going to say. So it's really cool stuff out there.
Yeah, they're already loaded on bagginsagents.com. If you go there under the beach projects, each project has their own marketing material. We'll continuously add more, but there's already some on there for you, including obviously the daily post from today. That link that I included, the beachprojects.com, will get them to both projects. Each project has their own landing page on there, but that beachprojects.com/bagginsrealestate.com is a site that you guys can 100% use with zero call to actions. There are no forms. There's nowhere for them to go. If they're interested, they have to come back to you. So feel free to market that, use it. We're not stealing your leads. It's 100% there for you.
Cool. Chris, you want to talk about peak performance class tomorrow at 2:00 that they need to RSVP for? VP for?
Sure. So you should have some emails out. I sent one out yesterday with a quick teaser for what the Tony Robbins trainer is going to be covering tomorrow, and that's at 2:00. You also have on the Beggins agents page, there's been a couple posts there with the RSVP link. This is a peak performance workshop. So kind of like what I talked about earlier about your identity and the things that may be holding you back from making that shift in your identity, getting all the things that you want. This is a good start. If you've ever wanted to explore that avenue a little bit more of saying, what am I leaving on the table? This is a great place to start with great information. And then they give you opportunities to try and plug into some of the things they have. You'll get a free Tony Robbins package that just for being on the meeting, they'll give you a link to a program. And then there's going to be opportunities to sign up further for the UPW Unleash the Power Within in person or virtual. They're going to give us discounts. We already have about 60 people that have RSVP'd for it. That was last week on Thursday when I checked in with her. So 60 people have already RSVP'd. It's going to be a great meeting, great energy, great people. So I'll send another link out one more time today, and you can RSVP for that by 2:00 tomorrow.
Okay, Chris, I don't want to explore any violate any privacy issues, but you and I talked about 5 or 6 agents that attended UPW last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, we had a great group of people that went 2 years ago, and every single one of the agents that went now skyrocketed their business. Probably close to doubled their business if they were new in the business, got into the at least top 50% of producing agents, just from a simple shot in the arm for, hey, you're leaving a lot on the table, not only in business, but in life. How much more could you really do if you just made a couple small shifts?
Yep. So we won't call those people out, but if you know who they are, reach out to them and they'll give you a high recommendation. So step 1, attend the 2:00 class tomorrow. See if it resonates well with you. It will. And maybe invest in yourself a little bit and do a trip. Where is it? West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale this year?
Yes. And it's from November 11th to the 13th. So it's the same time as the top agent that's going to be in Hawaii. So, just decision to make, either go to Hawaii or go to Fort Lauderdale. Either one's going to better your business.
Well, only the top agents get to go to Hawaii. So if you're not a top agent, go to UPW to become a top agent next year.
Yep.
Here's the thought. All right, next slide, because I covered everything on that one. Leads up. It's still steady. I mean, Century 21 is crushing it. Most of those are going to Ojo because you guys aren't accepting them. And that's okay, because Ojo is sending about 10% back to us. that are getting in the hands of agents who actually accept the lead. So that works. Reload down this week. Op City's pretty strong. Walk-ins are good. Sign calls super strong this week. The Zillow team is a little bit lower this week with our flex. I'll get more into that this week. Birthdays this week. Happy birthday to Susan Gilbert today. And Lucy Shawmart from South Tampa today. Chris Reed tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Kelly Adams from BE3 on the 2nd, along with John Mero from IRB. And Carrie, I don't know how to say that one. Alsheri? Might be a typo. That's an awful lot of consonants in a row. Joe Haley, Deb's husband, on September 3rd, and Jack Hodgson, Kim Hodgkin's husband, on the 3rd as well. So 2 September 3rd husband birthdays. And I think that's all I got for you today.
Yesterday is Ashley's birthday, right?
Yesterday was Ashley's birthday. I announced her last
birthday.
birthday. Glad you called it out. And that's all I've got for you today. So I hope you guys like that. You got a strong, strong, strong management team with different views and perspectives, different strengths, and I won't say weaknesses, but certainly different strengths. So we're going to keep growing together. Very cool. Andrea said, best decision ever, worth every dollar. What's the name of the community Jeff was talking about? We've got the residences at Madeira Beach, and we've got the Azul townhouses. But just go to begginsagents.com or thebeachprojects.com and you'll see them all there. And the meeting on Friday is at 10:30 at the Madeira Beach office, which is 14995 Gulf Boulevard. And Jeff is going to be available from 10:30 to 12. You'll have a hard time getting it all covered, but you will learn a lot. Mike, Melissa said she looked on begginsagents.com, but she didn't see the marketing material. You want to show us real quick where that is, or are you already off?
It is literally, if you scroll down, once you get there, you'll see our beach projects, or you can hit the navigation button, and in the navigation button, you will see beach projects, and then they're there. So our projects are listed on there. As we get new ones, we always add them in. So
there's the residences, explore, or you might scroll down to get to marketing.
No, so you're on the actual website. That's for the consumers, right?
Okay.
So that there's not marketing material on there.
Okay, good.
You got to
See?
go to Beggins Agents for the marketing material.
Right, there's Beggins Agents. I just clicked on one of them. So
once you log in, you can either scroll the way down and get there, or you can hit the navigation. So you can keep scrolling, keep right there. And both projects are listed.
Residences marketing material, Azul marketing material. So here's a PDF flyer. Here's floor plan flyers. This will fit on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, it's designed for both.
Nice. How about
Well,
LinkedIn?
Yeah, they're all the same size requirements, so you can use any of those, and we'll continuously add more. But
Cool. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you for a very informative, collaborative meeting. Let's make some money, people. We'll bring some inventory. You sell them. All right. Anything else for the greater good? 9:30 on the dot. Whoop, whoop.
well, bye.
Happy Tuesday. Bye.